Welcome everyone. Sensei Joe, I hope your back is feeling much better very quickly. And thank you for all the content you've been providing us with. I hope that this can help the students while you're a little bit injured. And again, I hope that's over very quickly. And I hope you're feeling 100% very soon. So let's get right into the techniques or the movements that we're gonna do today. We're gonna start with the bridge, okay? Probably the most fundamental movement in all of Jiu Jitsu from the bottom. I'm gonna place my feet comfortably about shoulder width apart, strong on the ground, close to my butt. And now I wanna make sure that my shoulder and my head stay along the ground here as I bridge to, not straight up, but to one side. So I'm gonna go over my shoulder and reach with the opposite hand, and then I'm gonna come back down with my hips and do the same thing on the other side. And we'll do 10 on each side of these. It's important when you do these bridges to make sure that you're not leading with your belly button and leaving your butt behind like this. This is a weak bridge. I need to get the bottom of my hips to drive and extend using my glutes. Extend your hips by using your glutes. Okay, that's gotta be about 10, I didn't really count. Next, our hip escapes. Same concept, my foot's gonna be close to my butt. I need to turn on my side, use my shoulder with strength on the ground, and then drive my hips backward as my head goes forward. So I'll do it facing both ways so you can see. We'll bridge. You don't always need to bridge first, but many times you will. On the side of your shoulder, move your hips backwards using your feet as my head goes forward. My body's pivoting on my shoulder basically. And then we'll lift the hips to bring ourselves back. There will be times when you do this when you're gonna push against maybe their knee or something with your hands. And there will be other times where you're just gonna use your elbows and keep your elbows in close to your body. Like this. Okay, next, we're gonna bridge and we're gonna roll over our shoulder as if we're escaping the mouth. So, I bridge, my knee touches the ground as I push on my shoulder and go this way. My knee touches the ground, then the weight goes from this foot to my left foot and my knee. Look at how my toes are connecting with the ground. Here, to push myself over, and then come up. I'll put my shoulder down and go right back to the same position, and then we'll do the other side. I'm gonna bridge. My knees are gonna touch the ground. My knee, that is. I push from here to here. And finish by pushing on my shoulder. So I'll give you another angle here. Bridge. And step, and you'll see that my body turns 90 degrees each time. And if I want to put myself back in the same position, I move my head. So right now I don't leave my head here and then just flop back over and stay in a straight line. I move my head out of the way and put my shoulder in front of me. Now when I turn back over, I'll rotate that same 90 degrees and end up in the same spot that I started. So we're gonna bridge, walk over, I hope I'm still on the frame. Shoulder down, my head goes out of the way. I'm facing here, my head goes out of the way, my shoulder goes down, and then I use my toes to come back over. So if there was someone on top of me right now, mounted with their knees here and here, sitting on my chest, I would do my best to bump and trap one of their arms, trap the same side leg, and execute this exact movement to get on top and end up in their guard. Bridge, Go sideways, your knee and left foot now will take the weight and over. And back down and move my head and come back around. I'll do it from this angle as well. So we're gonna go bridge and over. Back down, I move my head out of the way, place my shoulder on the ground, use my toes, and come back. Again, bridge. My knee goes to the right, my right foot, and then right knee. Take the weight. Let me come up. Back down. And there we go. So we're getting our belly button to face from the ceiling toward the mat, essentially, right? Bridge, we turn over. My belly button starts to face down, and then I come up. And each time this is happening, it's my top leg or my top hip that's moving over the bottom leg or the bottom hip. So if I'm going to my left in this case, this will be my bottom hip, my bottom leg, and this will be my top hip or my top leg. So I bridge. The left side of my body is on the ground. This goes over for me to get up. Now, that's perfect in that situation. We don't always have that option. There are times where we may not be able to move our hip over the top of our bottom hip. So, let's say we do a hip escape, for example. And we're in this position, right at the end of our hip escape. Again, notice, anytime I have the chance to use my toes on the ground, I use my toes on the ground. I never leave them like this. That doesn't help me. So, I have these active feet. From here, elbows in close. If I switch my feet, now this is going backward. My bottom hip is the one moving out of the way. As my knee comes down and I come up. So I'll show you that again. My head, same way as we return to our back, my head goes out of the way. I put my shoulder down. Now instead of my top hip going over, I'm just going to turn to the side and keep my elbows in tight. This is where we were a moment ago. So we hip escape and switch. This is just to find the position well, okay? My elbow and my leg are connected. There's not a lot of space in between my elbow and my leg. Everything's closed, and my left elbow is underneath me because if it's out here, I won't be able to turn. It'll get in the way. Pull it in tight, pull it in tight. My head goes low and my knee goes down. And this leg, the bottom leg, moves out of the way. And up. So we'll switch to the other side now. Back to the center. We could either hip escape and switch our feet. Or if you're more comfortable, we can just roll to the side and switch our feet. We end up in the same position. My shoulder pushes, this leg gets out of the way, my head stays low, and I come up. So we'll do that movement now a few times. I'm going to step over. My bottom side of my body is going to move underneath as I face the ground. Both elbows on the ground. We're going to go back the same way we came. We put our hip and shoulder down, switch our feet, reset. Other side. You'll see my bottom elbow never getting stuck is what allows me to move. Same movement. I'm going to do the same movement for a few angles here. Switch. If this elbow doesn't get underneath me, I'll be stuck here forever. I can't get up. I pull it in tight, I push on my shoulder, and I let my head go to the ground. Beginners often keep their head up. They don't want their head on the ground, which makes sense, except if I'm balancing and pushing off my shoulder, if my head's in the air, that means my hips have to go to the ground. So in order for my hips to come up, my head has to go to the ground, at least close, and then I can come up, okay? So far we've covered 4 movements. Our bridges, our hip escapes, which we did a bridge before. In this case, we bridged and then we hip escaped. Turning over in 2 different ways. This is like an upa mount escape where my top hip comes over my bottom, or switching our hips first and then extending the bottom leg to get up. Okay? Those 4 movements will help you tremendously in your game. So now we're gonna move on to some arm attacks. Even though I don't have a partner here, we can still do the same movements that we would if we were either on the bottom or the top and looking to attack an arm lock, an arm bar in this case. So all we're gonna do is this. We're gonna pretend we're working from our closed guard. One foot is gonna go on their hip, is usually where I like to put it. It can go on the floor as well. So we'll go on the floor with that foot. Now I have to turn my whole body as one unit, and I don't wanna get very far on my side right here. So watch, my right foot, I actually wanna have it go all the way up this way. Not anywhere over there, almost up this way. So the energy goes out this way. Watch my right foot, and I'm gonna push my hips to the left by using my foot. It's a little bit of an awkward movement, but I have to push my foot this way so my hips and my other foot go this way. So that's the main movement. My head will go to the side, and I'm pushing this way with my leg. Once we get here, it's almost like I'm crossing my legs, right? But I'm not relaxing. I'm driving this way. This foot is gonna stay up here. I need to push the whole time. And the other hip and other leg is gonna swing up like this. So I keep this here, and I swing my hips up to the side, okay? Now I'll go the other way. My right foot goes down. I'll push my right hip straight to the right without rolling too much. And I'll push my left foot up that way. I'm driving up here. Again, it's almost like I'm crossing my legs, but I'm not relaxing. And then my other leg, this bottom leg now, is gonna catch up. So I bring it out, this stays, and I swing up like that. Okay, so I'll do a few without talking now. I'll do from this angle now. We'll go left again first. Right now, right foot on the ground, I push, move my hips, and then follow. Now we'll do some from here. And normally I wouldn't recenter each time, but I'm trying to do that so you guys can see clearly on the camera. So normally I would just do it like this. 1, and then up, and then from right here, other way. 1, I'm a little too tilted here. This is not my good side. And then again, I have to catch my hips up further because I tilted too much. What I should have done, instead of this right there, is this. Straight out where I'm still facing the ceiling a little bit more with my belly button. Makes it much easier. So this side, I'm gonna go 1. I'm not too much on my side. And then we catch up. 1, this is better. And then catch up. So now we'll go in a circle. We can also do it like this, where we do it multiple times the same way. 1, and up, same thing. And you should be turning about 90 degrees each time. If you're not turning 90 degrees, you're not going to be making enough angle. Other way, last one here. Okay. Whew. All right. Now, let me get a little key to help explain this. Something people often don't understand in the beginning. or even later on in Jiu-Jitsu, what they should, is that the guard, which is where I was just playing from, so if the person is here, inside my guard, what I was just doing there is this, putting the person over this way, and when this arm is in the inside where I'm holding it, going up over their head. So I end up with their right arm in this case, all right? If I'm on the bottom guard, this is the same position as me being in the mount on top, except gravity, of course, is not in my favor in this case. So if I'm here, and I just happen to be able to sweep the person and get on top. Look, I didn't change my relationship to the other person, the gi here. Look, all I'm gonna do is roll over. I'm in the mount. So this is how we have to think of how we attack our arm locks or our submissions from the top. We can do the same kind of things that we can from the bottom and vice versa, okay? So, when the person's arms are here, we're gonna attack this arm by facing this way, this arm by facing this way. I bring my hips to their shoulder or their armpit, okay? So I'm gonna show this, how this works with the gi and an opponent, and then we'll do it without anything in between our legs, okay? So, if I were to pop up and face this way, watch. We have an arm lock here, okay? The key is the angle. Again, just like I said, you have to turn 90 degrees when we're doing the arm lock from the bottom. You have to turn 90 degrees when you do the arm lock on top. So, look at the movement here. Trust that I'm gonna show you how to do it right, but don't get distracted by me telling you, imagine the person's head is here or their arm is here. The movement of the body is the more important thing for right now, okay? This would be if the person's head was here, though. All we're gonna do is this. I'm gonna put both hands. Since I'm moving my hips to the left as I face to the right, I wanna point my fingers the way I'm facing. Okay, so I'm gonna put my right hand down first, my left hand down this way, and now we're gonna pop up, and when I pop up, I'm gonna stagger my feet so it makes it easy to face this way. So my right foot is gonna stay a little behind, my left foot is gonna stay a little in front. So I'm gonna go 1, 2, up, staggered like this. Now all I'm gonna do is turn the face this way, and then we can even put our right hand down if we want, bring our leg over and sit. Now, sometimes this can be done a little lower without going as high, which is what I'm gonna show you now. I prefer this, personally. Same thing, watch. Here, come up, see how I stay low, and I just turn this way. Now, in order to get this foot to go in a circle, I'm gonna lean to the right. And we'll sit, not lay back, just sit. Once we've sat, watch how we reset to the same position. The person's head is still here, their feet are there, their body is here. I just go like this. I bring my feet near their feet. I put my left knee near their hip, step over without lifting my hips up, and then I come up. We'll go the other way. I point my fingers. I start to pop up, but I stay low. I turn. I lean to my left and sit. His head's still here. His legs are still here. My legs next to his legs. My knee next to his hip. Step and come up. So now that you know the purpose, don't worry about where their head is. Let's just work on the movement, okay? We're gonna go to the left side, then the right side each time. So we'll go left side, like I said. 1, turn. Knees close, feet close. Not like this, pulling in and pinching. Hop up, turn, step, and sit. My legs by their legs, my knee by their hip, step, and come up. After a while, it will almost look like that. Up, turn, up, turn. I lean this way to get my weight off my foot. I'm here. A few more. Okay. Now,